This is once again WKCR, HD WKCR New York 89.9 FM. You're listening to Notes from Underground. How you doing, Sumaya?
It's okay. I'm good. How are y'all? Thank you for having me.
Very good,
Pleasure.
very good. Thank you for coming on the show. Just tell us a little bit about, your first musical experience. What got you into making music?
I think I just grew up in like a very musical family where like music was always playing in the house, and like my family was always singing and like, I don't know, making up their own songs. So that was kind of my introduction to music. And then I also was like doing like theater and like stuff like that as a kid. And I really, really loved music. And I was just like telling my mom, like, no, I don't know, like I want to take lessons. Like I want to be serious about this. And thank God my mom just like supported me in that. So that was like my introduction, just
That's
like
so real.
kids theater, my family.
You take lessons in an instrument, or did you sing, or what?
I sung, and then I also did dance lessons and like gymnastics and stuff like that. And I learned clarinet and saxophone in school,
Wow.
but I was horrible at them. Like, it's not like I'm saying that like as a flex. Like, I was really bad at playing them, but I did learn them in school.
Nah, and it takes a lot of courage, to put yourself out there as an artist. Commend yourself on that, number one. And it's like,
For sure.
I guess it's like, what made you so confident to be so continuously, unapologetically yourself and put yourself out there for people to see and for people to hear your work?
I just don't know any other way, honestly.
I
feel like y'all, like, being in the room with me and, like, speaking to me before we, like, got on air and stuff, you see, like, I have a big personality.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very loud. Like, I have a loud laugh. Like, and I've never really been afraid to take up space. Of course, like, that comes with its consequences. I'm not just, like, mindlessly taking up space. Like, of course, I have moments of, like, being self-conscious, like, being like, damn, was it really my path in life to have, like, a very public and forward-facing career, like, things like that. But I feel like it's just how I am. Like, I don't know another way of being, especially when I was a kid. I think as I've gotten older, I've refined a bit. But when I was younger, like, I would perform everywhere and, like, yeah, I just made, like, the world my stage, like, on some corny shit when I was young. So it's just who I am.
Nah, that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, that's so cool that, like, you have always kind of had this, like, world is your stage type mentality. And, you've performed at a wide array of venues. Most recently, one of them being the Guggenheim Museum.
Yeah.
Yo, can you tell us a little bit about what that was like? And, shoot, if you have, like, a dream venue that you'd love to perform at.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I love museums. I actually worked in, like, museums throughout high school and, like, even in parts of college. And, like, if I wasn't in music or, like, an entertainer, I would probably be a museum curator. I really
Word.
like that's like,
hard as
no,
fuck.
I
That's
love it. I
fuck with
love
that.
it. Like, I'm quick to, like, do a little, like, museum internship. Like, it's not ever something that, like, I want to lose interest in. So, like, having that opportunity to perform at the Guggenheim felt like parts of my life were aligning in ways that, like, hadn't before. So that was amazing. And it was something that I got through school. It was a NYU performance, but I was really honored that, like, Clive Davis, which is my institution at NYU, like, trusted me to represent them and to, like, be a part of this space. And yeah, and, like, I'm a native New Yorker, so, like, I've taken trips to the Guggenheim and, like, gone there for school or, like, in the summer for something to do. And, like, it means a lot to be a native New Yorker, like, in spaces like that. Because, of course, like, so many institutions, like, fly people out to, like, like, put things on, like, in our own city. So it was nice to see an institution, like, be in touch enough to, like, go to a university and have the university want to, like, include somebody like me. So, yeah, it was a blessing for sure. And dream venue, I feel like definitely Terminal 5, like, Brooklyn Paramount. There's, like, the music ones that I have.
Yep.
But also, yeah, I love museum curation, specifically history. So, like, if I just performed anywhere with, like, historical significance, like, I don't know, or, like, a coliseum or, like, something like that, I would be like, oh, okay, I did my thing.
In line with you being from New York, as you mentioned, we are Notes from Underground, so we're about underground hip-hop, underground music that people are not tapped into enough. Are there a few artists from New York that you maybe cross paths with, in the underground potentially that you fucking with? Like, tell us just a few, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Honestly, like so many are coming to mind, and I feel like this is actually a great time to say that I think y'all are really in tune with like what the New York Underground is, because I don't really feel like there's a ton of no, for real. I don't think
appreciate that.
I don't think there's a ton of artists I could put you onto, because everyone who's coming to mind are like the people that like y'all have already had like on the show.
I won't lie to you though. You put me on to Zane.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's give Zane his flowers.
I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna give him some flowers later.
Yeah,
after
let's give Zane his flowers.
We're gonna listen to some of his most recent shit after we do some performances
Fire.
and shit. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Zane goes to school with me. He's not from New York. He's proudly from Houston. But that's an artist in New York that's based in New York that I definitely think deserves more love. Zane is like someone who takes his craft so seriously and like just a wordsmith, like insane. Yeah, and Float On is like his genius for real.
You know, just cause we have to do a little bit of digging. This is Notes from Underground. we gotta know who we're interviewing.
Man, we do our research for that. We do our research.
We saw that you pulled up to the White House a few years ago.
Oh yeah, I did.
You got invited to the White House.
Yes.
Crazy.
Like what?
That's like. Maybe that's the dream venue. Anyways,
the lore goes deep, guys. The lore goes deep.
Yo, what was that about? Like, what? Tell us why you were part of like a group of people that went to the White House. How that ended up happening? Cause that's big. Like that's up there with some of the best.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I went to the White House. It sounds crazy to say out loud, actually, but I went to the White House in, I think, the end of 2022. When I was 16, I founded an activist artist collective that did, like, a lot of organizing and, like, mutual aid work around New York City. And I was just able to, like, connect with people nationally who were, like, recognizing the work of local organizers. And this organization called Future Coalition that doesn't exist anymore, I believe, had told me that they like were offered a spot like at this event for like White House officials and like people to like meet community members from local places, like people who are like really active in doing things, and they asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, of course. I feel like it's interesting to talk about this right after Mamdani was just talking to Trump, and we don't have to get too political, but I do feel like the needs of New Yorkers aren't really advocated for on a national level, and that like our needs are really specific. So that's why I wanted to go, because I was like, okay, maybe I have a chance to say something, but yeah.
So if the new administration asked you to come back, would you?
No.
Good.
Not going back to that. We good off that.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
When you was at the White House, wait, who was president when you was at the White House?
It was Biden, but
Okay.
I don't know if I would really go back. Period. To be honest.
We off that.
Yeah, we off that.
Yeah.
We did that.
Yeah.
Also, too, I felt like it was not really people trying to hear community members, honestly, but it was a lot of like photo ops and like people trying to make it about
100%.
social media, which is also why it's something I haven't like continued to bring up as like oh y'all, like this is something I've done in the past, because that's not why I went there. So to me it didn't mean any my activism and like the things that I want to say, and it's like kind of the only way that I've known. I was always in very political environments, so yeah.
I feel like more on what's pushed you as an artist. You mentioned earlier that you attend Clive Davis, NYU. How do you feel like that has influenced your artistry? Like, I know I've heard it's a pretty competitive environment. Like, there's a lot of great artists coming out of there. Has that like pushed you to become better? Have you met a lot of folks that you've enjoyed collaborating with? Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, I feel like probably at this point, like 90% of the people that I collaborate with musically, I've met through school, even if they weren't like a Clive person themselves. Like, you know, they were at the school with somebody, or somebody put me onto them or whatever. For me, it just like opened doors. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of corny to like actually like be a rapper and like fuck with school. Like, everybody wants to be like, nah, I'm about to drop. But like actually, like that's not my personal experience. Me personally, like I really like appreciate the fact that I'm in school. Like I know it's a privilege. Like I know it's something that a lot of people before me didn't get the chance to do. Like inshallah, like when I walk across that stage in May, like inshallah, I'm not gonna just be doing it for me. Like there's people that like I'm gonna have in my heart who like couldn't do it or like haven't been able to do
That's
it.
real as fuck.
And I would not know as much about the music industry as I do. I wouldn't be as knowledgeable about recording and the technical aspects of it. I wouldn't be as good of a songwriter. I wouldn't be able to carry myself the way that I do now if it wasn't for my education. And I'm very proud of the fact that, like, I'm a woman who, like, went out there and, like, chose to get her education. And, like, I'll always, like, lead with that, I think. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that was spectacular.
Oh,
We don't have to post it on the
Seriously, that's a
YouTube.
fucking
Seriously, like-
what the wow.
Thank you. No, yeah, I feel like in hip hop there's a lot of like, I don't know, like drop out of school, like do your own thing. And like if school isn't for you, I'm not saying it's for everybody, like do your thing, but also like, I don't know, y'all, encourage more young black women to like be in school and stay in school and like
So
young
much.
people, period. Like
If I was listening to that and I wasn't in school, I would probably want to go to school.
Sumaya Nazar telling you to get in school. Like, go to school.
Yeah, bro, like,
I don't think you have a choice at this point. Like, low-key.
I mean, like, if you can't tell inner words to those people listening, like, advocate. You said, you've been saying it, we've been talking about it. Sumaya is a very active person, and you can just hear it in what she's talking about. You know, actually, our boy Augie also goes to Clive Davis.
Yo,
Say
Augie
what
in the
up.
building.
shout out Augie.
they sit in this corner. What's good? Yo, Clive Davis is amazing. I just transferred, but the facilities that they have and the people that I've met in the last, like, what has it been, 2 months this semester? It's just been incredible. Like, I compare it to the other school I was at. It doesn't compare.
And
It doesn't compare.
it doesn't compare just across the board, especially at Columbia. Like, we don't have good recording studios. And he was
Yeah.
telling us of that. Y'all have, like, the best studios in New York.
Yeah, we
Crazy.
do.
Yo.
Alhamdulillah.
Did you record 1446 in the studios at Clive Davis?
Yeah, and like most of Nazar archives too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's mostly where I record. And honestly, I'm glad you said that because a lot of people, especially like once they're seniors like me or whatever, they kind of like want to be like, you know, like nonchalant and they're like, bro, I don't want to record here. I don't want, you know, this like they think it's like corny to care, and it's like, no, nigga, like it's corny that you don't fucking care. Like
Deadass.
we get to use the best studios for free. Like, are you dumb? There are people who would kill for this. Like, I'm gonna always appreciate that. Like, yeah, I record at my school.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I do.
Rep that shit.
So I mean, yeah, we've been teasing it. Y'all heard the new EP 1446, the Deluxe, out now everywhere. Yeah, I mean, you want to get into a little bit about this EP? Tell us a little bit about what it's about, like some of the inspirations behind it.
Yeah, so for me, like 1446 is a travel diary. It's really just like about like a period of time where I left New York for like really the first time in my life, and like I got to be in like different countries and in different cities, and it's kind of what I learned like once I took a step back from everything that was like too familiar to me and everything that I kind of got too used to. So it's me stepping out of my comfort zone and kind of like documenting that and like coming back to myself, like coming back to my voice as a writer, like an older person and stuff like that.
You know, speaking more into like, you know, the writing process behind that, like I'm very interested in like, did this differ from like how you usually go about writing, and like what is that writing process like for you, especially like in album mode and EP mode? Like what's the direction like?
I feel like when I know I want to drop a project, I'm just like, and I think Brooke can speak to this. If you're listening, I have my lovely friend Brooke next to me, but like when I'm ready to lock in, like everything's getting locked out and I'm locked in, like I'm sorry. So like when it came to like me doing my EP, it was very much so like that kind of energy. I had started writing some of it when I was studying at NYU Abu Dhabi, and
Whoa.
yeah.
We didn't know this.
What?
yeah. So that's when I started writing it, and then I came back and I was just like, must lock in. Like, and so some of it like was written or started when I was away. Some of it, like Downside, for example, was made in like 2 days. Like,
Really?
yeah, which was cool, but that's kind of like my lock-in energy. I'm like, okay, I gotta make these songs, put them out.
So you've been making this for a while, I'm hearing.
I made it from, I wrote the first verse, but kind of paused after that and didn't do much. But I wrote the first verse end of November 2024. And then I dropped the first single for the project on May something of 2025.
Yeah, so like a year full circle moment.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about like what it was like working with some of the producers, working with, you know, we did talk about Zayn, but also Rakim Ali. Like, what was it like in the studio sessions?
Yeah, I feel like, of course, with everybody, it's totally different. I would say all of the songs came together really, really, really quickly, which was kind of surprising because with Nazar, which was my previous project, that wasn't the case. And I think the producers were really just open to like all of the thoughts that I had, because I'm not someone who kind of just like lets somebody like send me a beat and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna hop on this. I'm like, wait, can we like move the snare like 3 milliseconds?
Yeah,
like,
it's not
over
crazy.
Get a little
here?
dill on them.
Can we like do this and that? So especially with Miles, who's my guy, like we were really going through and like dissecting everything.
Is Miles the producer on this?
Yeah, so
Okay.
there's 2 producers on the project. Miles did Run In, The Sun, and Float On with Zane. And then Otto did Downside and Chip on Your Shoulder. And both
Clive
of those
Davis?
songs. No, actually. Miles went to Gallatin at NYU,
Oh, cool.
and then Otto went to Berkeley.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Otto,
A
not
very
pianist,
educated cast.
Yes, actually.
Does he go here now?
No.
Okay. There's an Otto here that also went to Berkeley.
Oh,
Let's be
shit.
honest.
Oh.
Anyway,
Wow.
that's so real though. I mean, we've been teasing it a little bit. So the track "Running" on 1446, the regular version, it appeared once. On this one, we have a slowed down and sped up version. Tell us a little about that track. I mean, the chorus, hard to get out of your head. Great chorus. So tell us about the sped up, slowed down. Why? Why did you do it?
Yeah, honestly, like, I kind of wanted to do a sped up, slowed down. Like, a lot of people kind of hate on it, but I was just like, no, like, I want to do it, and I want to do it intentionally. I don't want to just, like, drop a sped up, slowed down version of every song. But I think, like, Runnin' has elements in it that you hear better if it's either sped up or slowed down. So
Yeah.
I was actually, like, I think, especially to me, the slowed down version serves the production of the song, but people love the sped up version more. And I think it just, like, I don't know, to me it showed, like, the versatility of the production of it and how, like, just cool, like, the instrumental of that track is. So, yeah, I wanted to do it, and I posted something on my story, too, being like, if you had a sped up or slowed down track from the EP, what would you want? And a lot of people said Runnin', so, yeah.
I guess the question I had was like, you know, more going into like the sound that you were going for on this record and like the musical influences behind that. Like, was there a particular like, you know, genre of people you were looking towards? Was there a specific sound you were trying to hit?
Honestly, no. Like, and it wasn't
Nah,
until
fuck
you
with
just asked me that I realized I didn't have any kind of sonic inspiration. I had actually gone through, like, a period of time where I hadn't written a song just because I wanted to and, like, I loved it and something like that for, like, a year. Like, anything that I had made was for a school assignment. And then I think, like, I was really nervous that I wasn't going to be able to top Nazar Archives. Because, like, you know, not to be, you know, cocky or anything, but, like, that EP's good as fuck. Especially,
shit was
like,
banging.
I'm
No, it
sorry.
is, it
Like,
is, it is.
and man, I love this room. Like, thank y'all. The
Not
like,
everybody
agreeance
loving
was
it.
so touching. But, no, yeah, even though I did a lot of the production for that project when I was in college and, like, right before I turned 20, all of those songs were written when I was in high school. So I was like, damn, like,
Wow.
am I not going to be able to outright my high school self? Like, why the fuck did I set the bar this high? I was scared, y'all. So then I really was just like, okay, who am I now? And that was my only kind of point of reference and starting point. I was honestly only listening to drill at that time. I wasn't even listening to, like, something that would inspire me, like.
I mean, I feel like you've already topped it in terms of like streams. Like, if we were to look, when I looked
100K.
earlier today, yeah, 100K is
That's a
very,
little
very
crazy.
big.
Right
I
around
think
the
when I
corner.
wait, I think,
Crazy.
like,
I think
when it
tomorrow morning.
loads
I'm
in,
not
like,
even
12
gonna lie, yes,
hours,
bro.
it's going to be at 100K.
Yeah, so like,
What did you tally it up to, Jude, earlier?
I mean, 99.3K
Yeah.
when I
That's
added up
what it
everything
was.
on
Yeah.
That's what
Spotify.
it's at. Yeah.
Congratulations on almost 100K. I mean,
Thank
by the
you.
time
And
like
crazy.
we're posting these YouTube clips, it's definitely gonna be 100K.
Oh.
So,
And that's
Thank
also
you.
before you include Apple Music.
Yep.
That was just on Spotify.
Spotify.
So like, can you tell us a bit about like what audience do you think you were catering to with this project? Because clearly the reach has gone up,
Yo.
right?
Definitely.
Price went up crazy.
Yo, honestly, like, I wish I could be like, yo, this was my plan, and like pull out a fucking like whiteboard right now. But like, if you asked me, and maybe Brooke can speak to this too. I know I keep referencing you, but if you asked me right before this project dropped, like, if anyone would really listen to it, I'd be like, nah. Like, I dropped it because I was like, okay, before I lock in for real, which is what's coming in 2026. So, like,
Okay,
We're gonna have to talk on that.
Wait.
but I was like, before I lock in for real, let me just, like, continue the story, because I have Nazar Archives, which is my archives, but who am I now? Let me just, like, put that on paper and put it out there, because eventually I'll drop something that people really want to hear. And by that, I mean more mainstream, that people really want to hear, and then they'll want to come back and see my story. So I'm thinking, like, people gonna hear this now and be like, okay, whatever, cool. Like,
Wait, let's go
Yeah,
back.
like,
What's
you
20?
teased something. You gotta talk about it now.
What's 2026 looking like for you? Like, you say you got a plan. Like, what's that looking like?
What we seeing? An album? EP?
I don't think I'm
we
gonna
seeing
do
a
that
tour.
album.
We seeing what we seeing?
I mean, only God know, for real.
I'm sure.
But definitely, I want to expand where and how I reach my audience. And I'm plotting on that. I do like to, play my cards close a little bit.
Yeah.
Evil eye and all that. You'll see it when you see it. But no, I'm kidding. But for sure, something that I can tell you is that I want to switch up my sound. I want to keep exploring. I don't want to be somebody that people kind of expect a certain thing from. Like, I think Runnin', like, is a good reminder of that. But, like, people be like, oh, I want to slide you beats. Like, I think I know your sound. And everything is just, like, 80 BPM, like, sad boom bap, like, same, like, Aretha Franklin sample, like, chopped up over and over. And I'm not hating on that. I love that sound. I listen to that sound. That's a lot of, like, my music. But that's not the only thing I could do. And I think, especially when you're a female artist, people be so quick to, like, they either disregard you or they're like, oh, I fuck with you because I know you're this. And it's like, baby, you don't know me from a can of paint. And I'm going to, like, show y'all that in 2026. That is,
Tell
like,
him that shit. Tell him that
where it's
shit.
like, what? Like, what is she dropping? Like,
Say it
bars
again for
in
the
this
people in
bitch.
the back.
no, but, like, love and everything. But also, like, don't, like, the second you think you're comfortable, that's when I'll flip it.
Yeah.
Wait, so Sumaya, I have a question. More broad, but like when right now the industry, especially for such underground artists, is like this balance between like making your art and really pouring yourself into it and like getting it all out there. And then also, of course, promoting yourself, like really kind of like telling people on Instagram, online to go listen to my music. And that can be like a tedious balance. Because sometimes you're like, man, I just want to make music, right? So how do you find that balance where you make your music and then you go, like, push it to people?
Something that I always tell people who, like, really struggle with this, because I struggle with it too, is, like, at the end of the day, you're not making it for nobody to hear it. Because there's a lot of people who make music as a hobby, and, like, love and respect to those people. You could go to the middle of nowhere America right now, and there's somebody who got a local band and they play at that bar every night. That takes a lot of dedication. Shout out to that person.
Facts.
But that's their hobby, and they know that. It's their passion. They love it, and they have, like, a job. But if you're choosing for this to be your job, you got to figure out how to, like, get to the money. Otherwise, it could be your hobby, and that's cool.
Definitely.
But, like, if you're making a track with the intention of I want people to hear it, like, you have to follow through with that intention.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, I think it comes in moments of, like, blackout. I'm just like, I'm going to just black out and not perceive that people are perceiving me, and I'm going to push this out. Yeah. And then I have moments of, like, oh, my God, everyone was perceiving me. But that comes after, like, I did the work.
Right.
I hope that answered your
No,
question.
that definitely does.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. And on that note, I want to say this has been Notes from Underground. You're listening to WKCR. Sumaya, thank you so much for coming on the show, talking to us tonight. This has been a real pleasure. And to the listeners, if there's one thing that you take away from this, is that Sumaya is always going to switch it up on you. Always.
Eyes peeled for 20.
And so expect great things for
that
2026.
Or EP 2025.
I'm
Sounds like
waiting.
EP 2026.
But in the meantime, listen to 1446, Sumaya's new EP
That
out
shit is
now
everywhere,
on all platforms.
nigga, on
Run that
all
up. Let's get to 100K before the end of this show.
Yes,
All
sir.
Dead ass.
platforms
100K
you
right now.
heard.
Let's do it live. Like,
You are in New York
Facts.
City right now. Tune in.
for real.
Dead
1446
ass.
the Deluxe. Get it to 100K right now.
Yes,
Yo.
No matter where you are in the
sir.
world, thank you. I love
I,
you.
Thank you so much. We're going to get into actually a little bit of Zane's music. He was with a producer, or he was featured on the album.
And a producer. He
And
does
a
produce.
producer.
And, like, any of his tracks, like, 9 out of 10 times he produced it himself, did everything himself. painted the cover art. Like
No
Zayn is
way.
Yo, his
crazy.
cover. I was wondering about that. I was looking at some of his shit. I was
Bro.
like, yo,
Shoot, we
Follow
might need to
him
get
on
Zayn on this.
Instagram.
we
Walk
might
down
have
from
yo
home.
Zayn if you want to come on
Wait,
KCR. Let us
bro,
know.
that's literally my bro.
On a-
I will gladly.
Set us up with the connect. We'll
I'll
gladly
gladly
have
And
it.
then
connect
come
y'all.
back when
I'll
he
come
comes
with.
back.
Hey,
we doing that.
on a real note, listeners, you need a friend like Sumaya right here, bro. Putting you on to
Shout out to
everybody.
Sumaya.
Shout
Yo,
out
wait,
you, bro.
Low-key, before we get into the Zayn, I have one quick question that I'm very curious about.
Uh-huh.
So I seen on the album cover, on 1446 the Deluxe, right? You have this shirt that says Haiti, it says Haiti on it.
Yeah.
And you also have this like this design in your hand. Can you
Yeah.
tell me a bit? Are you Haitian?
Yeah,
One.
yeah,
And
yeah.
tell me a bit about it. Does the hand design mean anything?
Okay, yeah. So it's also on my tooth here.
And
And
that's
that's
the
just-
brand.
Yeah.
Hey.
That design represents like the indigenous people of North Africa, or that symbol, I should say, represents the indigenous people of North Africa. My father's from Tunisia, so yeah. Shout out Africa.
Shout out Africa.
Shout out Africa.
The motherland, baby. Let's go.
And yeah, it's really important for me to like always pay homage to the indigenous people of North Africa because
sure.
I think people try to ignore the fact that
Ah,
there are
shit.
indigenous people
Real.
to North Africa.
So real.
And my grandmother on my mom's side was from Haiti. Yeah.
Yeah,
She was
I
from
peeped it. I
Petit
was like,
Guave,
okay.
so.
That's love. That's family.
That's
Yeah,
a great
for
question
sure.
and a great time to get into our next song.
Yes, sir.
You guys are about to be listening to Low Key Shining by Zayn. Thank you once again, Sumaya.
Thank you, Sumaya.
Thank you.